Welcome back to New Rockstars, I'm Erik Voss, and recently a Disney Insider conference call confirmed that despite Mulan's shift to a streaming release, Marvel's Black Widow is still set for a theatrical release, and Falcon Winter Soldier and WandaVision remain top priorities for Disney+. So, other than the release dates, the plan Marvel head Kevin Feige announced at Comic-Con last year is still mostly a go. A plan that, if you remember, also confirmed the X-Men in the pipeline.
There's no time left to talk about mutants and how mutants.
Yeah, because he burned all that time letting Black Swan pose with a hammer that's been destroyed in this canonical timeline. Whatever. In the months since, we have been speculating exactly what Feige meant by how mutants are coming into the MCU. A multiverse collision event in the mind of Scarlet Witch and WandaVision? Gamma radiation from one of those snaps creating mutants in this world? The more reasonable possibility that they're all already there, we just haven't met them yet. Or Deadpool towing in everybody through a portal with Professor X's wheelchair. All are equally valid possibilities. But you know, rather than putting all of those X chips on one upcoming Phase 4 title, like introducing dozens of mutants in one movie, a new, more obvious likelihood just occurred to me after our Infinity Saga rewatch. Folks, we probably already know exactly how Kevin Feige likes to introduce a long lineup of new faces. He already has a proven success formula that I'm now willing to bet he's gonna use again. It's so obvious that I kind of blurted it out in our recent episode of Rogue Theory. Is T'Challa to this neighbor, Storm, Aurora Monroe. I actually think each Phase 4 title could introduce a different mutant in the MCU. That'd be really fun. Yeah, you can actually pinpoint the second in my sleep-deprived eyes where I was like, holy shit, duh, why haven't I been pitching this the whole time? Think about it, a decade ago, Kevin Feige didn't start with the Avengers. He took years and years of sprinkled in Easter eggs in Iron Man, Incredible Hulk, Iron Man 2, Thor, and Captain America. And then he unveiled the full lineup together. Well, Phase 4 has, I think, 11 announced films, 7 announced live-action streaming series, none of them X-Men in title, but each of them an opportunity to gradually introduce the mutants at Feige's famous Andy Dufresne pace, sprinkled in that exercise yard a handful at a time until mainstream audiences are caught up with the nerds, and boom! Portal carved to a new franchise we all love 3000. So here's my hypothesis. As our recent Rogue Theory episode speculated for Storm in Black Panther 2 and Rogue in Captain Marvel 2, every single one of the upcoming MCU titles will introduce at least one mutant or have a mutant reference. As was the case with the Avengers in Phase 1, the first sightings will be easy to miss, snuck in just for us nerds, like a name shout out or a clue on a background screen or surface. Then once we're all on to this hunt, later titles will more overtly cast mutants as supporting characters in the plots, building up to their lineup in a future team-up film with X-Men or mutants in the title. So let us start with the 2 streaming series coming later this year. Rogue Theory recently explored Falcon Winter Soldier's casting reports for Yakuza biker gang members and images on biker jackets from that set with a demonic face that looks a lot like Ogun, an X-Men villain with ties to Wolverine and Kitty Pryde's Shadowcat. I mean, really, as a series likely to explore the legacy of Captain America, part of that history was the Weapon X attempts to replicate the super soldier success. Next, WandaVision is almost certain to feature Wanda's mutant children, Billy Kaplan Wiccan and Tommy Shepard Speed, maybe also her mutant brother Quicksilver, maybe also their mutant father Eric Lyncher Magneto. Why not? They're all very important in the House of M story that looks like it's partly influenced by. On to Black Widow, still on schedule for November. Part of it will go down at a Russian prison. This could be an opportunity to explore another Russian mutant duo, Peter Rasputin Colossus and his sister Ileana Magik. Colossus was one of the older generation X-Men who debuted in 1976 alongside Wolverine and Storm. And a sighting of him could be as simple as Alexei turning to his inmate neighbor and saying, "Rasputin, help me with this door." Bang! But before I continue, thanks to Bang Energy for sponsoring this video. Every can of Bang is 16 ounces. It contains 300 milligrams of caffeine. It's sugar-free and it has 0 calories. Yet it tastes great with over 20 different flavors to choose from. This one that's really, really close to my face is called Purple Haze, and it tastes like purple, which we know is a fruit. The most delicious fruit. It's like grape soda, but like not as much sugar and will wake you up more. Gulp. Check out Bang on Instagram. You can get 25% off your order at bang-energy.com when you use the code NewRockstars25. There you can buy cans of Bang Energy, including their sweet tea and keto coffee flavors. You can also get clothing, fitness supplements, all kinds of stuff to be your best Bang self. Thanks again to Bang Energy for sponsoring this video. Get 25% off your order at bang-energy.com using the code NewRockstars25. Okay, on to Loki. It will feature the Time Variance Authority, Marvel's time cops, the bureaucrats who untangle all of Marvel's complex timeline midland. One of their cases has gotta be that of Nathan Summers' Cable. That guy loves screwing with timelines. Just a name on a case file. Be plenty to establish Deadpool as canon also, please. The Eternals will be set partially in ancient times, a perfect opportunity to establish the biblical origin of mutant kind with Apocalypse. Shang-Chi is an interesting case because, as I explained in last week's video, it's looking like a huge international fighting tournament, which really could set up cameos by any number of the eclectic mutant ring fighters. We're talking Wolverine, Sabretooth, the Blob, Nightcrawler, Juggernaut. And then the Hawkeye series, it is moving forward with writers and directors. In the comics, he does briefly work with a mutant Firestar in the Thunderbolt run, but I'd kind of like to see a marksman like Clint teamed up with Scott Summers' Cyclops. Spider-Man 3, now moved to December 2021, could introduce Peter's other collaborator from his Amazing Friends series, Bobby Drake, Iceman, who is a younger mutant who was speculated to be part of Peter's next story during those Sony-Disney negotiations last year. Thor Love and Thunder is bringing back the physicist Jane Foster, and if we do explore her in her academic community, could be a way to work in some brainiac colleagues of hers like Dr. Jean Grey, Dr. Hank McCoy Beast, and if we're already on the cosmic side of stuff, why not the Phoenix Force too? And for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, the favorite idea I've heard for the post-credit scene would be for Strange to visit a colleague of his up in Westchester County, Charles Xavier, planting the seeds for Marvel's Illuminati. Now, Black Panther II is a great place for Storm. I explained why in Rogue Theory, but also since Namor is technically a mutant, like they called him a mutant at some point, if he does tie into the plot, he could be another example of a mutant. And yeah, many are speculating Captain Marvel 2 to introduce Rogue, the mutant who in the comics gains her flight and strength powers by touching Carol Danvers. But also with Carol's connections in Louisiana, I would love it if they use that to introduce Remy LeBeau, Gambit. Streaming series Moon Knight will follow Mark Spector in Egypt, which I think would be a great setting to introduce the evil mutant, the Shadow King Amal Farouk, who has Egyptian origins and took a terrifying form in Legion on FX. Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan, is rumored to first appear in Captain Marvel 2. In the comics, she teams up with Wolverine and Cyclops at different points, but really, I like the idea of her befriending mutants like X-23, Laura Kinney, Blink, maybe Psylocke. She-Hulk looks to me like a legal procedural mixed with action, and that way, any number of Jennifer Walters' clients could be vulnerable on-the-run mutants, ones like Angel, Jubilee. Ant-Man 3 has also been announced, which I still believe will be the gateway for the Fantastic Four and Doctor Doom, but if Sue Storm were to be pregnant, their child is Omega-level mutant Franklin Richards. Now, sometime in the future will be Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, which I have said before could establish Sinister Associate High Evolutionary as part of Rocket's origin story. And of course, Mahershala Ali's Blade reboot is still in the works. He did join the X-Men in the Curse of the Mutant storyline, but I think it'd be fun to see him cross paths with the underworld gang of mutants, the Morlocks. Now, of course, there are even more mutants I really want to see brought into the MCU: Bishop, Darwin, Banshee, Marrow, Warpath, and the ones from the recent New Mutants film: Mirage, Cannonball, Sunspot, Wolfsbane, Erik Voss as Havoc. I'm just kidding, I'm holding out for Beyonder. Let me know what you think about this theory and join our nerdy discussion on our official Discord server by becoming a patron at patreon.com/newrockstars. Follow me on Instagram at EA Voss, follow New Rockstars, and subscribe for breakdowns of everything you love. Thanks for watching, bye-bye.